December 18th, 2024. Israel's victory changes the Middle East. This is going to make a lot of impact on U.S. politics. If you like this content, please give me a like. If you could be so kind as to share this content with other people and spread it around. We're in the early stages of trying to build a media powerhouse. We want to be pro-Israel. We want to be gently progressive. And we want to speak truth to politicians of all stripes and parties, Democrats, Independents, Republicans, Likud-niks. Comment, subscribe, notify, all this helps us. If you're interested in joining this podcast, please make a comment. I will answer, or we will find a way to connect with each other. And now on to Israel's victory, change the Middle East. Shouldn't be change it, should say re-changes the Middle East. But, alright, change the Middle East. Sounds more dramatic that way. Israel's made things easy for Donald Trump by knocking off Hamas, Hezbollah, and Syria. Progress was a little bit slow on the Hamas front, but they are gradually winning in the Gaza Strip. They've established the border control, and weapons can't get in. Hopefully, any nascent deals for the hostages will not include true pullback of the Israeli forces. We must be in a position to stop all weapons from entering Gaza. That is a absolute necessity. There is no way to survive in the Middle East without that happening. But foreign policy challenges. Now, another issue is when Israel went back into the West Bank to take care of terrorism in 2003, that was under Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, a little history lesson here, it took 3 years to pacify the territory. So Trump's demands that the war end quickly, it's not going to end quickly. If there is a hostage deal, there will be a ceasefire, and undoubtedly Israel has learned its lesson, and there will be no pullback of troops from the Philadelphia corridor, the border with Egypt, and the fighting will be renewed. But Israel has won that war. It's sad that the Hamas chutzpah cost 40,000 lives, but if you start a war, you might want to make sure you're able to win the war. That's all I can say to that. There are consequences for starting a war and losing a war, and it seems that Hamas is going to face those consequences. Syria is gone. It's not a country anymore. Israel has destroyed all weapons of mass destruction, most of the anti-aircraft batteries, most of the tanks. The United States is trying to step into the value to help create a government that is not a terrorist center and is not going to be dangerous to Israel. We'll see what happens. But Syria fell because Hezbollah was hammered so hard in Lebanon. Hezbollah had made a move toward Syria to try and prop up their client there, Dr. Assad. And what happened? Israel made it clear that that was a violation of the ceasefire, and anybody who was armed and moving towards Syria was going to get bombed. There was a situation where talk actually was more effective than actual action. There were attacks on weapons convoys. It was obviously very clear that Hezbollah didn't have the strength to save Syria anyway. Uncle Donald wants the Gaza war to end, as I said earlier. He's threatened the crazy USA might come down hard on Hamas on January 20, 2025. Now, their initial response to this was to threaten to kill some hostages, but they are actually making concessions. They have agreed to a 60-day ceasefire. All live hostages will be released before there's any pullback of any Israeli forces from the border with Egypt. There will be pullback in Rafah, the city of Rafah. But again, Israel's made it clear, something they've not made clear in the past, that if you're armed and you're Hamas, you're not going to be able to walk the streets anywhere in Gaza. You will not be safe. The Hamas government has to go. Something else has to replace it. And And if that doesn't happen, being armed in Gaza will be a very, very bad career option, at least if you're going for longevity. Hamas is alone. They cannot import new weapons. This is absolutely vital. Israel must stand firm on this issue. Last week we said Israel's victory over Hezbollah changed the balance of power and Syria might collapse. Yes, I'm beeping my own horn here. I said that last week. It was published on Monday. Syria has collapsed. The destruction of Hezbollah military power in Lebanon is a key event here. So what happens next is important. Is Lebanon going to be independent? Are they going to take control of their own borders and their own future and stop hiding and being scared in the basement from Hezbollah? Israel has for decades been willing to support forces that oppose Shiite Islamism in Lebanon. Now's the time for Lebanon to get brave. And Syria, well, I mean, there's no country here. Israel has got a larger buffer zone. If and when a Syrian government is formed and armed forces is able to move back in, Israeli forces will move back to the ceasefire line. But until then, if it has the ability to put weapons on terrorists and stop attacks on Israel, the Israeli army has occupied it. I haven't seen any pictures yet because there's a big fine for doing it, but I would expect some pictures taken by Israelis on their iPhones or Androids. We'll be seeing pictures from near Damascus. Damascus right now is definitely within artillery range of Israeli forces. And the main conduit for weapons to Lebanon, which was Damascus airport, can be shut down by Israel at any time. And they've proven it a couple times. They have spotted a couple arms cargo planes and forced them to turn around and go back to Iran. That's a big shift. Iran is the nation that needs to get dealt with. Israel's waiting for guidance from Uncle Donald. I think that's a mistake. Better to ask forgiveness than permission. Now, there is the possibility that Iran's going to make concessions. They're going to stop threatening Israel openly. But they still have a nuclear program, and they apparently right now are trying to rush that nuclear program. Time is now for the United States and Iran to take care of, the United States and Israel to take care of Iran. They have no air defense system. They have no fighters more capable than F-14 Tomcats. Time is now to take care of Iran and take them out of the nuclear weapons business and potentially trigger regime change, as is clearly the strategy of Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. Thank you for watching our foreign policy episode for the third week in December. Join our team, become a podcaster. We are pro-Israel. We are gentle on woke issues. We believe people should have privacy, do what they want in their own homes, as long as they don't hurt other people. But the country's not ready for Battlestar Galactica unisex bathrooms. I don't know if we're ever ready for that. It's time that the rights of woke people and non-woke people are balanced. Sometimes the best thing you can do about an issue is just be quiet and not shove it in anybody else's face. I'm in favor of that. If you'd like to join our team, send me a comment. We'll find a way to contact each other. And if I have to, I'll set up a website and a contact form. Thank you, and have a nice day.